Good morning, everyone. How's everybody doing? Good, good, good. Hey, Kevin, Nano, forget about it. Hey, Colin, how are you? Hey, Moran, how are you? Good morning, good afternoon, wherever we find you. So, what's another gap, eh? What's up, Jam? Well, overnight inventory is probably about 90% long, I'd say. And we are gap long, ladies and gentlemen. So there's previous day's close. There's overnight inventory. Except for this little chunk, all of the trading is above the close. Previous day high is here, and we are trading at 51.52. So we're going to be opening on a gap. Hey, Rasto. Hey, Jerry. It's okay, Jerry. Remember, this the S&P 500 has never traded at this level ever. In the entire existence, the history of the market, it's never traded up here. So don't worry about it. Let the large traders work out the size, you know. Hey, Josh, how you doing? And what an auspicious day to start, right? Brand new all-time high. There you go. So the levels are working. Earlier in Globex, it's been very, very slow. Um, so you'd have to like build a position and sell that as we went higher. It's we did say it's going to be a challenging market, right? If you do take short sales, remember, do the hit and run short. Right now we've got trap shorts in here between 47 and 52. Inventory's underneath the short position. The distribution's happening up here in the 52s. So we're looking for, naturally we'll be looking for a gap fill. If we don't get a gap fill, look for this back and forth between, say, 40, 47 and 57. Maybe a try to take out that overnight high later on. Let's see what happens. I've got levels up to 65.87, and then I'll redo some of those. Hopefully we just trade sideways and distribute. So there are single prints are right here. Right where we took that 65.47 half level. That's where the shorts are trapped right now. The overnight point of control is at 54. Decent distribution. And we will look to see, get rid of that, where we open and if we can actually close the gap. Right? And we spoke about this, right? Contracts are being rolled over. That new contract is what, 50 points higher? and that rolling process starts, so people are trying to cover their short position in the old contract. The fact that wholesale is positioned quite nicely. Yeah, so 6607 is the new contract, but it's only traded 8,300 contracts so far. We're up to 174. That figure will change over time next week. So we just trade our setup, you know? That's all you got to remember. Just trade your setup. If you don't know what your setup is, spend time with us and learn what a setup is. You know, a setup is a repeatable business transaction where you can manage your risk and you can scale as you grow. Right? What's up, Raj? Oh, I've been doing one-on-ones mostly all morning, so I haven't really had a chance to trade. We're 1 week away from FOMC. Now, those of you who are sort of short sellers who are, you know, and I always talk about short sellers because every time a market hits new highs, everyone gets trapped short. So that's why I address it. That's why I talk about it. You could, Hank. You could definitely redraw the balance up here. It's really not that bad. Balance is 33 to 36. We're in 4 times, 4 to 8 times. If it went 16, I'd probably redraw it. I've already done it, so I'm just going to leave it alone. The president is launching his own ETF. Well, that sounds like fun. Let's get the Diet Coke ETF. Hey, Zeth, what's going on? We have some stops using the half-hour candles. Upper stops are 55 and a half. Lower stops are 50 and 3/4. We're trading right between them. We've got good distribution. There's lots of short covering. At 54, the point of control is there. Maybe he's got something with that Diet Coke. I might have to get a case of that stuff. A little look below and fail of 52 and 3/4. Right? If you are buying the 52, 53 level, I'd be a seller at 54 and 3/4. Let's see if I could. Right, so I'm long 53 half, just on one to test it, and see if I can offer it out at 54 and 3/4 and see if they'll take it. It's trading half. Not yet. There we go. Got taken, right? Just remember to, if you're buying dips, put your sell orders out so you can get executed. That 55 seller is still there. My trade location was a little high. Make sure on your trade that there is that you are offered, if you're long. Be bid when you're short. Would you say a good setup would be if there's a poor low, price holds that, comes back up, that would be a good long? Yeah, exactly, see. Hey, Oka, how you doing? How are your eyes, brother? You feeling better? Good to see you. Yep, poor lows are definitely. Now, if you have more contracts, you want to make sure you sell into strength, right? That was a nice little look below and fail. If I'd bought, I should have been buying under 54. A few more contracts with my stop at 52 and 3/4, and then selling into these 55s. There's going to be a seller here, and then there will be a seller here. As we creep back up, shorts are trapped under 51, and they are bid. NQ has not. Yeah, stick with us, C. We'll get you there. We'll get you. We'll get you. First, you've got to be able to see the market. Then, of course, the execution, right? But first, you get to see the market for what it really is, so you can understand it, and that's going to help. It's going to help with your execution. Spend time watching. Poor highs and lows hold because of order flow at the time. Alexander, what are you smoking this morning? Whatever you're having, I'll take two. First, you have to learn there is no spoon. I'm good. I'm good. Nate, you're tripping balls. uh, uh, yeah, so sorry, see. That's good. I needed that laugh. Right? The poor high and low holds because the order flow at that time supports it. And yes, usually we will always sell and buy at the same places. If we sold and made money there before, we'll be there. Right? Hey, yo, what's going on? Hey, Rosemark, you said something true and insightful this morning. The more aggressive shorts get shorting in the hold, the more all-time highs we keep getting. Indeed, you have to really thank the short sellers for helping propel this market higher and higher. Because I mean, there's really no macro reason for buying it at these prices. These prices are insanely inflated, right? So most people who want to put on size, they want to get a deal, right? Now, how many people do you know want to buy, like, let's put it this way. I want to buy a Rolls Royce, but I want to pay 3 times what it's worth. You kind of would like to get a deal on it. I don't know. That's just me. right? So the people who are buying it at this price, who's buying it at 65.57? Well, trap shorts and coked up longs, you know, they're the ones who are aggressively buying, right? Alexander, are you playing the bongo drums and while you're trading? uh, there are these two guys. Good one-liners, keep them coming. There are these two guys on Instagram that make fun of finance people. They are hilarious. One of them is like a Silicon Valley type, and the other one does like the private equity guys. Oh my God. I'll send you guys the link. They are so funny. So funny. Oh boy. We're going to open on a gap. I think we're going to go sideways for a bit. Then maybe a little liquidation and find the true bid. Oh. Man, you can remember 2013? Wow, I can't remember 2013. 2013, 14, and 15 are all like a blur of TPO charts. Can you explain why you think we'd open on a gap? Oh, it's not an opinion. It's a fact. Okay, brother, watch. Thanks for reminding me, Bo Hunter. So there's the previous day high, right? See? And we'd be opening here. There's a gap. So the next day when this overnight session is gone, you will see that there is a gap. We are opening well outside the previous day's range, right? So if we open at 65.58, we'll be opening above 65.36. Do you see that? So it's not my opinion. It's just an actual fact. So what happens? What does a gap mean? See? A gap means change, right? So there is a material change from the business of yesterday. What you thought you could buy yesterday, you cannot buy at those prices anymore. Yesterday you could buy ES at 65.20, 65.24, 28, all the way up to 36. Now you cannot get ES under 65.58. So there is a material change in the business at hand. That is what a gap means. I use the information from the Chicago Merc. So Globex is from 6 o'clock Eastern Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time to 9:30 in the morning. That's the Globex session. CFDs use 24 hours because it's not a real market, right? CFDs is a bucket shop market, and you're trading against their algos. So you could be trading 23-hour, 24-hour, you could be trading unicorns for all they care, right? They're just trying to take your money, right? Like CFDs are not a real market. It's a market, it's called a bucket shop. If there's a gap up, does inventory correct? There's a chance that it could, and there's a chance that it couldn't. So that's how we have to sit and watch. What time does the day open? 9:30, my man. Rosemark, the New York Stock Exchange is open for business at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. That is the day session. It closes for me at 5 p.m. Then we have an hour off, and then Globex starts at 6 to the next morning at 9:30 a.m. Very simple. Here, I'll show you. Right here. 24-hour candles, I wouldn't use them. There's your day. Now I'm in the UK, so it's 2:30 to 2200, 2300 to 1429.59. Real simple. I highly advise against trading CFDs and spread betting. Do you know why? Because you can move money to your CFD account from your bank account instantly. If you're trading a futures product, you have to actually wire money in, and that takes a day or two. So you actually have to close out your trades at the end of the night. I have seen people drain their bank account because they'll get into a CFD position and they'll say, if you want to hold it, you have to add margin, and you just add margin from your bank account. Next thing you know, you have drained your bank account to hold a bad position instead of closing it out. It's highway robbery. I think it should be illegal, and I think it is nasty. I don't know what the crown means, Rosemark. I thought it meant that you really prefer Burger King over McDonald's. I have no idea what the crown means. I am a huge opponent of CFDs and spread betting. It's robbery. And you're not trading current prices. You're trading whatever they show you. Right? And most of those places are just, between you and me, used to launder money. Oop, I didn't say that out loud, did I? Oop. Nope, nope. Fancy Ballers is back with questions that you don't need to know the answers to. Fancy Pants, my brother, you're still asking questions that aren't going to make you money. My friend, clear your head out of all that crap. Learn how to trade. Don't worry about all that stuff. Correlation, confluence, flatulence, all that crap. You should be asking me about trade setups, my friend. I'm trying to help you. Right? Clean all that crap out. Who cares? I don't know, man. I'm not going to try. I don't care. I want to try and help you pay your phone bill. Are you here to make money, or are you here to write a white paper on the reality between correlation and markets? Right? I'm here to try and help people make money so they can pay their bills. Right? This is not the stream for that. I would love to help you, but I need to help you in a practical way. And those questions that you're asking are not practical to you in any manner, because you're not going to make a dime off of the answer. Right? I don't even think about that stuff. What do you care if two markets are correlated? It doesn't even apply to you. Where are you going to put your buy order? Where are you going to put your stop? What is the reason for you taking the trade? What is the reason for you being stopped out of the trade? What is the reason for you staying in the trade? How do you manage your discipline? How do you manage your risk? How do you scale your trading? How do you know when to stay into a trade? How do you know when not to be in a trade? These are the things that you should be worried about, right? So great, NQ and XPS are correlated due to high-tech components. What the hell does that have to do with your bank account? I'm trying to be real with you guys so you don't waste your money. You won't waste your time and your money, right? Do not waste your time screwing around with stuff that is worthless. That information is useless as tits on a bull. Okay? Seriously. Sometimes I gotta snap you out of that shit, man. You're doing a disservice to yourself. I too have a strategy, see money, and it's called getting free stock and selling it. How do you like them apples? That's the best strategy, right? And if you can't deploy that strategy, learn how to trade. Don't worry about confluence, flatulence, correlation, iceberg lettuce, all that shit. All of that is nothing. Where is the bid? You found the bid at 54. Why is the bid at 54? Because there are unfilled buy orders underneath, right? What is your trade setup? Don't screw around and fill your head with a bunch of crap, right? That's what my job is. You come in here with a head full of useless crap, and I send you out teaching you how to think like a trader, right? Think like a professional. They're not thinking about all that stuff. They're moving inventory. Get with it, people. Get with the program, right? If you believe anybody who says that they were kidnapped by market makers, you got to get your head checked out. You know, increase the voltage on your electroshock therapy. Here we go. Now, inventory is above us. We are going to open on our gap. There we go. Fill in those single prints. Forty-seven and a half. I'm watching the response there. I missed the short at 50. If we stay under 47 and a half, you can be short looking for bids at 44 and a quarter. Bought one back at 44 and a quarter. Bought another one back at half. Flat at 45. And I was short 47, 46 and three quarters. Let's see if we can hit it again. Seller at 46. Remember, inventory is very long. I'm waiting for 47.5 to see what we do. Look above and fail of that. Again at 47, covering 45s. Yeah, I had to cover 46. I got another one. Let's see. Now I'm going to have to scratch that other one. A little slow. Did it again. I'm bid 45 and 3/4. Got hit for one. Got hit for two. I'm just shorting against the top of those candles and covering down here. Uh, Good short covering under 47. Now let's see if we can get back up to 50. I'm watching the offer at 47.5. Yeah. So that short covering sucked up a little bit of volume. I want to see if we can stay above 47.5. If we get back underneath it, I'll short it. Until then, I'll just wait and see if it can get back up to the open. I won't screw around in the middle. I was trading 47 because it's a level of mine. Right here, I'll let the market work itself out. And I'll wait till 52 and 3/4 now to see what it does. So we adjusted inventory just for about 5 minutes before we found the bid down here at 54, at 64.44. It's not a trade that I would take, OJ, but if you take it, put your stop at 55. Look above and fail of the open. There should be some selling. There's a little bit there, Just don't put too much risk on it. Right? There you go. There you go. Right? Now put your bids in so you can cover on the way down, right? If you're short 53, 54, put your bids in, otherwise somebody else is going to grab your product. Right? I'm short 52. I've got 51 bids in. Covered one. Covered the second one at 49 and 3/4. Right? I'm taking them back. I got two left to cover. And I am flat. Nice trade, OJ. VWAP. Where is VWAP? There it is. That was a good idea. That was not a bad trade idea. It's not one that I usually do, but good looking out. I actually sold alongside with you. Right? I did the look above and fail of 52 and 3/4. You used the open, which is, we were in the same neighborhood, so why not? Take the ride, right? And the risk was the A high. Not bad. Yeah, filling out those Globex singles, right? Now a little back and forth. Let's see who can we sucker into buying it at these prices. Remember when we open on larger gaps, sometimes it takes longer for them to fill. Yeah, Jam, you were kidnapped by aliens. Your wife agrees with that one for sure. Oh, man. Oh, too funny. Oh, good grief. I didn't trade much at all. I mean, I didn't trade at all during Globex today. Finally got a couple of good trades in. And the problem with this market is every time it sells off, it rebounds to new all-time highs, which is a bit of a pain. You got to really wait for your trades. I'm actually going to switch to the micro now. I'm like super short biased. Like I'm really short biased. Down to maybe 39, you know, if we can get underneath VWAP. Yeah, you don't hear about the plunge protection team anymore. That was really big years ago. Oh, sorry. And also for look below and fails, would you want them to work almost immediately? Well, it's preferable if they work immediately, right? Sometimes it all depends. See money on the price action, right? Hey Eric, what's going on? Right? It always really depends on the price action, right? What's business like at the time? I would love those trades to work quickly. I like a fast trade. I like to be in and out, make my money, and get the hell away. The longer I stay in the trade, I don't like that. I don't like being stuck in chop, right? That's why I didn't trade. If you look at, see, if you go and look at all of this, I didn't trade any of this. Now, this would have been okay if you were like, if you built a position here and sold some of it here and sold some of it here, and added to it here and then sold. But I don't trade like that, right? I like a nice couple of big candles, in and out, do your thing. Or I like some smooth price action, right? How you doing, Eric? Good to see you. All right, short 49, got bids in at 47s. Cover 1, cover 2 at 47 half, cover 3 at 47 quarter, and I'm flat. Is this gold? What we're trading? No, this is the S&P E-mini contract that we're trading, my friend. And welcome to the stream. I don't know, AO, I think you and our man Alexander, I think you guys are doing the same kind of devil's lettuce. So codes and bending spoons and all that stuff, I think you guys should talk to each other. What do I think about the new Fed chair? We have a new Fed chair? Did I miss some news? Did Powell resign? Did I miss something? I don't think there's a new Fed chair, is there? Oh God, I have no clue. Business contact? I don't even care about those things. Ah, man, I don't even worry about that stuff, man. I'm a day trader. I have no opinion about that stuff at all. Let me use terms that you guys would use. I am agnostic when it comes to all that stuff. Right? So I don't pay any attention to that stuff. Usually when Powell starts falling, that's for me to have a nap. Right? Usually when the Fed chair, the lady, she would put me to sleep all the time. What was her name? Janet Yellen. When she would start talking, I would fall asleep. Same with Powell. When he starts talking, I completely fall asleep. It's a great time for a nap. It's like listening to Larry King. You automatically fall asleep. I don't look at any of that. All I care about is where the hell is the bid, right? Right now we've got bids at 46 half, right? We got sellers at 55, at 50, 51. And that's really all my tiny brain can hold, right? I don't care who's running the country, what Fed, right? All I know is when they change macroeconomic stuff, get the hell out of the way. Let the billionaires bash each other over the heads, and then step in and do your trades, right? We are scavengers, right? I am not running a portfolio and having to make macroeconomic calls, right? I'm a simple dude. I like to find a nice trap short and leverage them, right? I have nicknames for everyone. I don't know. I was just being irresponsible. Right? Try to keep you guys awake. Hey, listen, I'm on this YouTube twice a day, right? I have to, I can't call out trades like constantly, right? So I have to do something to keep you guys entertained. Otherwise, you fall asleep or you start over trading. So if at least I can make you guys laugh for a little bit, you're not going to take shitty trades, right? My client, the Penguin, actually looked like the Penguin from Batman. He was a chubby dude who waddled, but had a brain like a steel trap and made himself. Well, when I was with him, he made 400 or 500 million bucks. And how he made so much money in the market was that he would buy cheap stock, right? He would find a promotional group or people who did deals who we would call good criminals, guys who could move paper, right? And you go to them and they need to drill a well or something, and you go and you give them like 500 grand, and you get a crap ton of stock at a massive discount. So if their stock's trading at $1, you give them 500 grand in a financing, you get stock at 15, 20 cents. Right? When they run that stock to $3, $4, you let them have it. You just hit those bids so hard. Right? So think about it. You buy 500 grand worth of stock at 20 cents and you sell it at $3. You make good money. Right? One deal we did, we took down a block. We took 1 million shares on a 50% chop, which means the stock was trading at $1.20. We bought 1 million shares at 60 cents. Right? The stock went to $25. We were out the first 250 grand at 5, the next 250 grand at 9, and so on and so on. And that's how the Penguin would make money. He would walk around and promoters and company presidents would follow him around, like the way kids follow the ice cream truck with their hand out, because CEOs go through cash like poop through a goose. So he finances your company, you give him discounted stock. That's it. He wasn't a stock promoter, he was an investor. So the trick is to find a good criminal stock promoter, one who can, he's like a producer, right? So you find a promoter who can move a stock. So you go to a guy, his last deal he maybe took from 30 cents to $8. You invest in his next deal and you finance him. Right? That's how people make money. You don't make money trading. You make money by getting cheap stock. That's how people make big money, real money, hundreds of millions of dollars. Right? And I was his executing trader. So 52 to 55, and then we'll be looking at 58 again. Upper stops are here at 59.25, ladies and gentlemen, if you're long. And it's that creepy slow price action. Right? That's how fund managers make big money, is they finance companies at a discount. You can see evidence of it everywhere. Yeah, I've never paid for stock in my entire life. Look above and fail of 52.75, short 52. See if you can put some bids in at 50. Come on, there we go. Covered one at 50, covered the other one at 50.25. Short 52, stop 53, covered 50.25. And I could have stayed short a little bit longer. Beautiful liquidation. Nice. If we take out that A low, we're looking for 38 and a half, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, it's exactly what I do, see money. That's exactly what I do. I create the market so people can sell stock into it. That short bid is interesting. It's always here. Every time we come into VWAP, they just got hit the brakes. Let's see if we can get people to buy it higher. And they'll keep doing that until they can get, as long as they can get away with it. We will try and sell you as much stock as we can or as much product as we can at the highest prices for the longest amount of time. Back and forth, a little choppy here. Fund managers do it for everything. So there are larger IPOs, and those are done by investment banks. Okay. And then there are smaller IPOs, and they're done by people like me, right? They're too small for an investment bank. Yeah, there's two C monies now, C money. There's you and there's C dollar sign. Bids off EWAP. So right now we got a little rotation going here, right? Just back and forth, back and forth. That's cool. And we're waiting, and we're waiting. Easy to get chopped up. Is there data? Oh, no problem, C money. Yeah, we have. It's really weird that nobody talks about this stuff anywhere else because that's what markets were made to sell stuff into, right? That's why you have markets, right? You bring your goods and sell into the market. Oh my goodness. So right now, we're distributing the stuff from the overnight and from yesterday up here in the 64,548 area. A couple of things I want to show you to the downside, right? Just in case we get some selling. There's a couple of levels I'm interested in. One is the overnight low, which is right at the spike of end period. Another area I would be interested in is the spike where M period took the L high. I mean, that's if we ever get down there, right? 65.19. And then this area here at the 65.12. But right now, folks, it's just back and forth. You can see the rotations here, right? It's just rotating between, I'd say, 46 and 52. So that's what happens, C-Money. You don't come around. Somebody's taking your place. Yeah, this is just wholesale, right? So what wholesale does when it's slow, all we do is do this, right? We're buyers here and we're sellers here. So as soon as we get over 48.5, we flip to the offer. When we get under 48.5, we flip to the bid, right? And we just go back and forth and make as much money as we can in this box until more customers come into the store. And for you, you guys call that order flow, right? We just call it customers, right? Because we're merchants. Right? That's why when they try and sell you order flow software and all that stuff, don't fall for all that stuff, right? It's all marketing. How's things, Eric? How are the two kids? You get any sleep yet? It's good to see you. Okay. B period opens. Waiting for some drama. You know what I bet happens again? Remember yesterday I was on and it was slow and it was slow? And as soon as I got off the stream, the market moved and liquidated. Maybe I should do these streams half an hour later. Like it should start at like 9:30 and go a little bit later. You slept for 3 hours last night? Oh my God. It always moves. As soon as I get off YouTube, it moves. Oh, look, we're breaking out. Woohoo! Let's see if we can get up to 59 and a half where those stops are. Gosh, nobody wants to sell, or nobody really needs to sell under 54. I mean 45. Oops. I'm still thinking about doing a night session, but nobody really seems to want one, so I was thinking about it. You guys can let me know. Maybe it'll heat up in the fall here. I don't know. I mean, in the old days, when I first started the room, I would do. I didn't do a Globex session. I would do the morning session, then I would do an hour at the close. But we'll see. Maybe a poll. Last time I keep asking, nobody says anything. So this is the first time you guys have actually responded. I should probably do a J Lo session, 7 p.m. Inventory correction time, or 2 p.m. Yeah, the J Lo trade, right? 2 p.m. New York time. Well, this is creeping. It's just creeping and creeping. Yeah, maybe we'll do a Q&A or something. Yeah, that J-Lo trade's always nice. Looking for 59 and a half, and we're creeping up there. Oh, while it's slow, I better plug the room before Steve gives me heck. Folks, come join us at the tradingsyndicate.org. If you want to learn how to trade in a friendly group of traders that help each other, it's not a trading room where people are like banging on their chest saying they made huge amounts of money. It's a good community. People help each other. We'll teach you how to trade using common sense so you can actually make a living and manage your risk. It's less than $1 a day. And if anyone is interested in one-on-one mentoring, please reach out. I am available. Yeah, we don't scream. We're a pretty calm bunch. And we don't just trade ES. There are people who trade NQ, and we've got a good equities room with some good alpha suggestions using that trade idea software. Steve always has a few good trades for the equity traders. Options as well. And then also we have our 0 and 1 Mafia, the crypto markets. So you can trade whatever you want. And we do have some commodities traders. Not a whole bunch, but we do have commodities. Good distribution this morning. Got those shorts really trapped under 65.40, that area off of the news move. So for now, we're just in pure distribution, right? We've got the inventory is here. We're selling it up here for profit. That's the nice thing about TPO charts is you could really quickly see So this is the cost basis of the overnight. This is the cost basis of yesterday, right? Higher prices are attracting buyers. I do not trade options. I only trade the ES. One thing is enough for me. I'm an old man now. I'm going to be 60 years old soon. I like just trading one thing. I get to know it well, right? You can tell that shorts are trapped right here. Under 51, they were trapped here. That's why, look, that's why that point of control is right here. That's all short covering, right? Structure tells you all that, and TPO is good. So you will be looking at that B low to hold for the day. We are one time framing up, but that's only after 2 periods. Now, oh, if we take out the overnight high, if we take out the overnight high, and get accepted over 62, be careful, my friends. Sorry, over 65 quarter. Over 65 quarter. Be careful, okay? Because there's nothing to sell into this. I've got levels here to the upside. Kind of hoping we can get some liquidation. It's not really because I'm short. We'll see what happens. I hope we get some liquidation before next week. Do you know Jane Goodall by any chance? No. I was rescued from the jungle before she came along. Before she came along. I guess I should go look at Oracle. What happened to Oracle? Is Oracle running? This means like Larry can buy a new yacht? 70 billion. Well, that's some nice scratch. Beautifully done. So it's a round of new super yachts all around. Beautiful. Nice. We're going to backfill now from 61 down to 58. That works too, Mike? See how that moved from 61 down to 58? That's what we call a backfill. So when you take a market up, you go back and sell. This way, you fill all those little orders that were waiting to buy. And you test the bid, right? When you take markets up, you're going to run out of buyers at a certain point. So you always have to stop, reverse, and backfill. Oracle went up 200 billion in one day. Beautiful. Remember when $1 billion was a lot of money? Does anybody remember when $1 billion, when you'd say $1 billion and people would go, whoo? I think I'm aging myself here. I was watching this. Oh, there's a TV show on, oh God, what's it called? It's on Apple TV. And it's about these founders. And what the heck is it called? It's about these billionaire tech guys. And they're just so creepy. It's hilarious. And they're like comparing, he's got 100 billion, the other guy's got 150 billion. I'll find the name of it. Can't remember the name. Yeah, it's like the seed from Austin Powers. Okay, folks, I don't think the high is in yet. It's like one guy had 10 billion and they were like treating him like he was poor. And there's another really good show about a hedge fund manager who gets fired and starts stealing like jewelry from his friends. I thought that was hilarious. It's got the guy from Mad Money in it. Or the advertising show, whatever the hell that was called. Yeah, Neighbors. That was funny. Guy loses his job at a hedge fund and goes around stealing other people's Patek Philippe's. All right, folks, we're still creeping up here. Not Mad Money, Mad Men. That's it. And he was mad something. Someone was mad. Mountainhead. It's called Mountainhead on Apple TV. He's not going to get your Patek. You can have my made in China Patek. Oh boy. I do not see a short yet, my friends. They're still coming for it hot and heavy. All those people have to cover before contract roll. I imagine there's a ton of that going around right now. This is really... What I'm going to do is, after this session, I'm going to go chill out, go get some exercise. I'm going to come back in a little while, and maybe we'll do another session. If the price action is tradable, we can do another session. If there's some trades we can actually run. S&P, the show is called Mountainhead. Yeah, that's the crappy thing about all-time highs, because you really don't know how they're going to turn out, you know? And you're just sitting there waiting. Oh, a sell order. Let's see if there's bids at 55 and 55 and a half. You see where A period, the B high, B took the A high right here. Let's see if it bids there. Shorts should be trapped underneath 56. Any questions, folks? I know it's been a bit of a boring session. Would be cool if next week they don't lower interest rates. Maybe we could get a sell-off. Yeah, psych, we're not really going to do it. Be interesting to see any kind of a big change, how that would affect the structure, because the structure of this market for the last couple of months has been just horrible, which means there's really hasn't been built solid. You know, it's like a house on stilts. Oh, quickly bought up at 56 and a half, 57. Yeah, exactly, Eric. Uh, well, I guess I better go do an Oracle chart, eh? Surprised I don't have one. I don't. Hmm. Oh, look at that. I better get on that, shouldn't I? Whew. Jeez, and look, everyone's cost basis on Oracle is down at 120, 80, $40. That's where everyone's positioned. Pretty amazing. Nice move. And we're still creeping. It's okay, if you miss a big move in a stock, once a stock moves, I wouldn't know. You know what, Craig? I have never looked at Oracle, so I don't know the structure. I don't know anything about it. This is the first time I've looked at it probably in 20 years. So I would have to take a look before I made an intelligent comment about it. But the thing is, with most of these large cap stocks, those stocks are held by money managers, right? Let's just take a quick look at Oracle, right? Go take a look at the stats. So Oracle has 1.6 billion shares in the float. 41% are held by insiders, which is impressive. 45% by institutions. So 86% of that float is locked, right? And if you go and look at the holders, Vanguard, BlackRock, State Street, right? It's pretty, those are deep pocket firms that don't have to borrow money to buy stock. So, right? So there's 1.6 billion shares in the float. What is the average volume? Trades 14 million shares a day. It's very thinly traded. So out of 1.6 billion shares available to trade, it doesn't usually trade more than 15 million shares a day. Now that should tell you something, right? That should tell you something. No wonder it reacted like that. Good golly. Yeah, all that paper is locked up. Oh, all right, my friends. Maybe when I get off stream, this thing will do something. But, hey, Dan, they've been trimming. Now, remember, in 3 minutes, when the next period opens, you're going to have single prints again. You're going to have another short position, you know, from 56 to wherever the next period opens. So they got rid of 40 million shares. I've never ever actually used Oracle software or anything, so I'm very, very ignorant about the company itself. Yeah, I just don't know it, eh? Yeah. That's a nice chart, Doc. Nice and clean. Alrighty, friends. Coming to the end of a very slow stream. I want to thank all of you for being with us. And hopefully the next couple of days going into the weekend will get us some better price action. Till then, don't waste your bullets. You know, if your setup doesn't come, it's okay. There'll be other trading days. Stay frosty out there. I will see you tomorrow. I gotta go get some exercise. Thanks, everyone. Come visit us at thetradingsyndicate.org. Appreciate you being with me for the hour and a half today. Hey, we might not get single prints. Let's see. 35 seconds. Look at that. Thanks, George. I'll get to you, I promise. Sorry, it's been a bit busy. See you all right. Have a good one. Thanks, Johnny. Just want to see if there's going to leave single prints. They might just leave one or two. It's a crazy day. No single prints. All right, folks. Thanks so much. Trade safe out there. And we will see you tomorrow. Much appreciated. Bye for now.